Yo, yo, yo.
Hey.
Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo.
How are you?
I'm good, man. What's up to everybody? You're tuned into another episode of Access Granted. Your boy, Mr. Antoine, and my sister, who says that it storms every Monday.
Every Monday. Every Monday. I swear it does.
Lisa Monet is in the building.
Hey.
Hope everybody has had an amazing weekend, man. This is, I guess, technically still 4th of July weekend-ish or whatever the case may be, even though the actual holiday isn't until tomorrow. I want to start, man, by sending my thoughts and prayers out to the families affected in the mass shooting yesterday, man.
Definitely. So unfortunate.
Is it still, are they saying still just 2 passed so far?
Yes, last I heard it was just still the 2, which is, out of the 30 that were shot that I heard of. So it's just sad.
A couple, I believe, are either on life support or in just a really dire situation, man. Yo, and it's crazy because I love my city so much, and I try to be that person that says, come on, yo, we're gonna get this together.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And
right.
And I'm never gonna give up on my city, man, but it's like, damn, yo, like, come on, like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, when
it makes it hard to. It's like you still gotta hang on. You still gotta fight for the good in people, because I believe that there is good in everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like people make decisions, right? So some decisions are detrimental.
Yeah.
I heard that you are only one decision away from greatness, or
one decision away from the
demise.
Opposite end of the spectrum.
And it's like you got to make better decisions. I don't know what the background is. I don't care to know.
Right.
I'm just saying 30 people, like
30 people.
What are we doing? What is going on?
And we want to keep blaming the mayor, we want to keep blaming the police. We keep blaming the parents, and I believe that as a parent we can only do but so much. Like, we really can honestly do but so much. We can raise our children, the best way we can with the best of intentions, and
they're still gonna choose.
Yeah.
They're still gonna choose. Honestly, I had an incident just this week, and I'm just full transparency. There was something that my oldest son came to me. He just turned 23 and told me that I wouldn't even believe he would. If somebody on the street told me you did this, I would not have believed it. So again, you can raise your child a certain kind of way, but then they make their own decisions.
Absolutely.
So it's like, come on now. I know you did what now? But you just never know. Yeah. Granted, on the spectrum of what he did, still was questionable. But again, that's not something that I subscribe to. I think, what is going on? Yeah. What are you doing? But
all we can do is all we can do, and then hand it over to whatever the higher power is that you believe.
Whatever the higher power is. Now, on the same spectrum of how we are parenting, we're in the trenches with our children. There are parents that want to be city girls and be hanging out and want their second childhood. Shout out to Nas. That they just don't, it didn't register in your mind that, sweetie, you're middle aged. You got to conduct yourself a little bit better now.
Yeah.
Come on. We're older now. You gotta put away the old. Come on. Come on now. But yeah, so
it's tough.
it's
It's tough. But again, our thoughts and prayers out to those families, man. I just, I've stopped going to as many events like AFRAM and a lot of the outdoor kind of stuff that I used to go to. And it's crazy because when I was coming up, like I was that kid in the city that wasn't scared to go anywhere, that wasn't scared to do anything. I don't know if it was just me being bold or if it was just me being stupid, but I felt like, I'm not gonna say that I felt invincible because I'm smart enough to know that anything can happen, but I'm just like, yo, I'm gonna go do what I want to do and enjoy life. And but as I've gotten older, man, it's just like, I'm a steer away. I'm a steer clear. I pick and choose, and I definitely think about the kind of atmosphere that a particular event is gonna create.
Exactly.
I mean, like it can happen anywhere at any time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just shout out to my sister Shay Brown. Last name so nice she had to say it twice. I had a patient today told me she's scared to leave her house. And see that's the part that I'm honestly never going to get to. Like I believe that I'm covered, and I'm a firm believer that if it's my time, it's my time. I'm not going to like turn into a hibernating human person, and not live life. But I can still be smarter in some of the stuff that I choose to attend.
Exactly. And that's crazy. I just had this conversation. I literally, that's why I was rushing in here. I just had this conversation that I do not live in fear. I don't care what is going on. Not that I'm oblivious. I still move. I keep, in layman's terms or urban dictionary, I keep my head on a swivel. Absolutely. And I work overnight. So I definitely got to be careful. Leaving out later. Right now, the sun is on my side. But when fall hits, I go in at night and I come out. Dark when you come out. Yeah. It's like, so listen, I'm vigilant. I don't, for instance, as a female, I don't go to certain gas stations. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be vigilant. You have to be wise, but you also do not walk in fear. But you have to use wisdom.
Yeah.
You have to use wisdom.
And shout out again to my sister Shay, man. Congratulations. She was up in New York over the past week or so. I think she was up there and she was singing and modeling and all of this stuff.
Oh, shucks.
We're gonna be seeing Shay on some TV screens real soon, man. So I'm real proud of my sister. I just hope she doesn't forget us little folks, when she's growing up and all of that kind of stuff, man. But again, man,
Miss Shay Brown.
Yeah, Shay Brown, that girl can sing. Okay. I love hearing her sing the Lord's Prayer on first Sundays at our church right after communion. And she get up there and she blow that joint like. Now, see, I would say Patti LaBelle, but Patty's kind of on everybody's bad list right now. So
now Patti came down a couple notches.
Shout out to my girl Patti LaBelle. But again, man, thanks to everybody that's tuned in right now. We got Staten Island in the building tonight, and I can't wait because none of my favorite MCs of all time come from Staten Island, man. My man Pop the Brown Hornet is in the building. Welcome to Access Granted, my man.
What's going on? Pop the Brown Hornet from out of Stapleton, Staten Island at 10304. On
fire! We have a young man that frequents Baltimore by the name of Capadonna, who talks a lot about the Stapleton projects, man.
Does he really?
Yeah. I know he has family here. He actually popped up at my old church one day out of the blue. You know how you just kind of, it's like a down minute and you kind of looking around and you look back and you think you see somebody and you like, nah, that's not Capadonna up in church. And damn if it wasn't Capadonna up in church. I was like, yeah, that was crazy.
Okay, Capadonna. I thought you was talking about one of the Wu-Tang members, but there's somebody else named Capadonna, huh?
No. I'm talking about the Wu-Tang member.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about Cap. Yeah, He lives right on the east wall. Has family on the east side of Baltimore County, which is about
Oh,
10
okay.
minutes from here. So yeah, I saw him not too long ago with his daughter, I believe, that lives in that area as well, man. But anyway, what's going on with you today, bro? How was 4th of July weekend for you so far?
Yep, so far so good. I'm not big on these holidays, but
Yeah, I
being
feel you.
easy.
Yeah, I feel you. And as always, man, every time I get one of her people up here, I always give a big shout out to my girl MJ Savino, the
Shout out
publicist,
MJ.
multi-time publicist of the year, and just a really she's been a amazing blessing for us since I met her a few years ago, man. So salute to MJ.
Salute to MJ, most
Yeah,
definitely.
she every person that she represents, man, when I get them up here, they have nothing but amazing things to say about MJ. And it's her hip hop connect situation. Um, and she's just always just willing to help, man, even if it's not, even if it's not one of her representatives, one of her clients. If there's anything that she can do to help out, in a situation to get them up on the show or whatever the case may be, man, she's always willing to help out, man. But I've I've known her for probably about 6 years now, and there's not a bad word that anyone has ever said or can say for me as far as MJ, because she's great at what she does, and she deserves all of the accolades that she gets as far as being publicist of the year for sure. And she works hard for you guys, man. She really does. I see the grind. I see the work ethic that she puts in for you guys.
Yeah. I dealt with MJ for a few years myself, so 5 years. I have no complaints. Still dealing with her.
Yeah.
And as she grows, I grow, and as I grow, she, gotta when you're dealing with people, what have you, kind of like want to ride them out. So as they mature and they grow, you want to see them grow. You want to see their accolades, and obviously, of course, you want to see some progress in your career as well. So MJ is definitely a great individual.
And
Self-accessible and making the connects.
Yeah, definitely. And talk a little bit, because I think people a lot of times, I think they get the publicist and the manager confused. And MJ will let you know in a heartbeat that she's not your manager. She's not, she's not a manager. She's a publicist. Talk a little bit just about the work that she does for you specifically in her role.
Well, I mean, when you deal with publicists, everybody has a different little package or whatever the case may be. So I'm not going to say what she does for me specifically, but she does cover a lot of ground. I've been dealing with her for like 5 years, so sometimes she may even throw me something. Like you said, she's a good, caring individual. So there might be something that I didn't pay for that she feels fit, or she feels like compliments, or she'll reach out. Somebody asks for an interview, and she's not going to always keep it on the business aspect. She wants to see, especially if you got time in with you, we're not family, but you kind of treat your people like family. You know what I mean? So in the industry full of cutthroat, backstabbing, lollygaggers, it's good to see an individual that's actually, working on your side and on your benefit. Your manager is something totally different. A publicist is just the awareness campaign, the blast offs, the blogs, the DJs, things of that nature. You recycle, you hit the podcast, the talk shows like yourself. That's what a publicist does, the awareness campaign. So a manager is more personal. They might know your personal, your favorite color, your best lunch. That's your manager. I mean, I'm hungry, or what you want. Boom, boom. The publicists don't give a rat's ass about that. Managers want to, know your favorite water, know your favorite food. If they want to stay around and be your managers, they should know that, and they should compliment who you are. Because a manager might have various different artists. So that artist might, that artist might like fast food. That artist like, jerk chicken. That one, you as a manager, you have to know that. As a publicist, you shop in your package deal. This person has that pack. Boom, 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 boom. So it's different. It's great when you do build a personal relationship with anyone that you're doing business with, because therefore they might push your envelope a little harder.
Relationship is everything, man. Relationship is everything. And you talked about the cutthroat of the businessman, and bro, I hear a lot of like horror stories in the music business, and I think the mistake that a lot of fans make is that all we hear is the music and all we see is what you guys show us, as far as like the videos and the stuff that we see, when the stuff that you want us to see. But there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, business wise, that a lot of people don't realize. And here in Baltimore, we have a lot of artists, hip hop and R&B, that really don't get the full grip of what you have to do and what you have to go through business wise in the game. And everybody's not your friend, man. It's, I mean, and that's in any industry, but especially in music, man. Those that you feel like maybe out for your best interest don't always have your best interest at heart. Have you had any situations in music where you kind of started second guessing it maybe, and deciding that you, or thinking about possibly not doing it, as far as the business is concerned?
Yeah, I probably got past that level of it.
Okay.
Me, I've been in the game for so long that during the '90s, when I was signed to the major labels and things of that nature, even in independence, you have so many people around you, and you want to win for everybody. You got a lot of just everybody. You got your whomever, your A&R, your manager, your label. So there's times where you could overload yourself, and then when you fall, when you crash, it seems like you take the blunt of that by yourself. So knowing the industry and knowing that, I tell people, when you're handling your business, handle your business. It's called the music business, but it should be called the business of music. You know what I mean? It should be business first and then music. So understand, when you write your rhyme, after you record your rhyme, you should want to put it in your publishing company. Whether it's ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, make sure you publish your song right off the rip, so nobody's going to steal your publishing. That's first and foremost. And then you proceed. If you put it out there, there's other things to get involved with, as far as being an up and coming artist. So, but you definitely want to cover your publishing first, so nobody robs you of that. Then everything else, you handle, from the video, the manager, the publicist, or you got to have a machine that's working for you. Um, and you got to have a small bubble. You can't be accessible to everybody. Everybody can't have too many chefs spoil the soup. So you don't want to have too many people handling your affairs, because then people start taking the credit and the credit for your achievements. You know what I mean? So you want to keep it tight knit. You know what I mean? From your manager to you. I mean, you're gonna have an entourage, but keep your entourage as your entourage. Keep your hype man as your hype man. You don't want to make anybody any broken promises, because you don't want to carry any dead weight. Because, like I said, once again, once you fall and once you collapse, you fall and collapse on your own. You know what I mean? Everybody else, that's when you find out, you got a lot of people just hanging around, opportunists and things of that nature. So when you say you have friends in this, make sure your friends are very limited, because even your friends, the family, could have jealousy. Friends and family could stagnate your growth. All of those things, your friends and family are the first doubt is, are you still doing that? Are you still making? Are you still doing your little hip hop career? You know what I mean? You still going to your little job and punching in? Yeah, that's how you gotta really, correspond with them, because everything you do is little. Nothing's big until they hear you on the radio or they see your video and, oh my God, then it's like, I always believed in you. But
Right.
you know how that go.
Yeah.
So keep your circle small, and like you said, I would attack it like you have no friends. You got to be selfish in this, unfortunately, because like I said, you'll have people that'll help you, and cream rises to the top. But until then, be diligent at what you do, stay focused at what you do, and stay the course.
They always say that people, once you start getting in the game, and whatever, that the artist changed, but I don't think the artist changed. I think the people around the artist changed. I think people start expecting a little bit more from you. You know what I mean? Start acting almost as if you're obligated to, you know what I'm saying, do some things for them, this, that, and the third. I really don't think the artists themselves actually change. I mean, of course, you got to move a little differently. You know what I'm saying? In business and in life. But I really don't think people themselves actually change. I think it's the expectations of the people that are around you. So I think, you know, everything you're saying as far as that circle has to be really tight and it has to be really thorough because, you know, again, you know, when people don't always have your best interest at heart, you know, unfortunately that you got to keep the grass cut low, you know, to see the snakes, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And it's unfortunate because more often than not, it's our own that's really trying to, you know, bring us down, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, so
well, they're the only ones. They're the only ones that see. That's what people, places, and things. You know, a lot of times we have success, and then sometimes it's like, yo, let me go back to the hood. Let me check on my phone. Let me do this, that, and the third. And like you said, it's the people that change. You remain the same. But once they see you on social media, once they see you doing too many interviews, they watch it. They might not be liking. They might act like, yo, but they see like, yo, that's the fourth interview, man. Yo, they spinning your joint. Yo, they start saying, yo, I see you. Yo, I see what's going on. You know what I mean? You walk into the store like you regularly do. Oh, let me go get my entourage. Let me get what I'm getting. And then the people are hot. You say to yourself, oh, they listen. They see what's going on. Nobody say nothing, but let that joint come on the radio. Yo, I heard it on the radio. Yo, it's on. We up. We lit. Oh, now it's we. Now we French. You know
what? Now we French?
Yeah, now we French. But when I was struggling, you know, everybody, you know how that goes. They disappear in the struggle, reappear when you bubble. You know what I mean? That's one of them lines. It's like hocus pocus. When you broke, but when you got, hey, yo, what's good, yo? And that's the way it is. That's why I say your circle small, stay the course, expect people to change. You know what I mean? You're going to change too. Maybe your address, your zip code, your phone number. You know what I mean? That's going to change up. You know what I mean? Because everybody can't have that access to you. Not that everybody did, but then they start asking your cousin, yo, call them up, tell them to come through. We throwing a dice game, we throwing a card. Now you want my presence. So you can't spread yourself. You can't spread yourself thin. And it's unfortunate, but that's the temperament that we live in. Unfortunately, everybody's not. You can raise somebody, but like you said, these people is going to act on their own because of several different things. Whether they're influenced by drugs, which that stays prevalent in all walks of life. You know what I mean? Especially the young. You know what I mean? In the 60s was the dope, then it came 70s the weed, then came 80s the crack, and then 2000 the pills, and now we with fentanyl, and now we with. So these people are acting unconscious. They're not even there. They're not even then in their natural state. So especially when you have a lot of these kids and people that are in the street, they live a street life. Imagine you are who you are. So if you get up every day and I'm popping a pill or I'm doing, and I'm not who I, you know, mentally, I'm distorted. So going to shoot up 30 and 60 people is not really, you know, it's not heavy on my conscience because I'm not even conscious. It's not to lock that person down 3 or 4 years and they start sobering up and they're like, yo, how did I get here?
Right.
Because everybody was out there. How many people you think when you walk out Baltimore, any of these big cities, Philadelphia, Manhattan, up there, you got K2, you got all of these different elements that's in these streets that people are consuming. And you expect people to act rational? You damn right we're going to miss some functions because I don't have time for them to play some drill music and it triggers off somebody's, and before you know it, we dodging and ducking bullets. I don't got time for us to be having a good time and then one gang sees another gang member and all of a sudden they shooting at each other from 100 yards away.
Right.
That's not hip hop, but then hip hop takes the blame for all of that.
Exactly.
Hip hop takes the blame for y'all murdering
everything.
Hip hop, y'all pushing the gay agenda. We got our men's in tutus and handbags. We like hip hop is y'all throwing everything on us. When are y'all going to take the blame? We tired of covering up for all the rhetoric that's thrown at us by the higher ups. We don't make these drugs. We don't make these guns.
Right.
Unfortunately, we making these messed up decisions, but our minds are distorted from the drug. I mean, Ronald Reagan was one of the biggest crack dealers ever.
Of course.
But he dealt with the Contras and he gave them guns, and in return, they gave the drugs to the CIA, which flooded Cali Watson and ripped through the rest of. Who did that?
Yeah.
So we're not gonna play dumb here. Yeah, we unfortunately in the media, and then when you hear it, 30 people shot. Well, another black neighborhood. Oh, those people are never gonna get better. Why? Because you keep putting poison into their community.
Yeah.
So it goes from the crack, it goes from the pills, it goes from the fentanyl. And we talk about different generations. As soon as we make it out, we made it out the crack era. Here come the pill era. That's a whole different generation underneath us. Now they swamped up. Now they rolling. They taking 6 pills a day. Now they teeth is for. You wonder why we 50 and they 30 and we look better than them. Because of what they are consuming. Why we think better than them? Because of what they are consuming and digesting.
Right.
It's poison. And the bottom is a reflection of what's at the top. So the top gotta be poisonous if the bottom is that way and you don't see any change.
Yeah.
That's factual.
Yeah.
When we at war, then we at war in the streets. Yeah. America's constantly at war. We always minding somebody else's business.
All the time. All the time.
So what do
don't
we
need
have?
No police.
We have war in the streets. We have chaos in the streets. When is the government gonna focus on Chicago and all that? They want that to happen. They want us to eliminate ourselves. So we have to stop participating in everything that they throw at us. Because you have the Asian community, you have the Jewish community. All of those communities somewhat kind of stay the same. They don't indulge. You could go in the Jewish community. They don't know who no 50 Cent, no Rihanna, no Beyonce, none of that. They don't care about none of that. Asian community the same. They're not highly on drugs. I could walk in Brooklyn and be, when you change in communities from the Asian to the Chinese. All right, I'm in the black neighborhood now. Because we entertain everything from drugs to fashion. You throw it at us, we absorb it. So when are we going to hit the pause button? Yeah. And that goes from the music and everything. I mean, we got our black beautiful queens. I turn on any. They twerking, they shaking. They'll show you their ass before they show you their face or they stop.
True, that's true.
You got a groupie to come at me before you read a book. Can you read? Let me see you read these 3 paragraphs. Oh, I know you playing, right? Because if you can't read, you shouldn't even be around me. I don't need you twerking on me. All of that. I don't need all of that. We got to deal with the conscious mind because we losing. We got digital currency coming and all of that. How are we how we are going to combat that? Because it's coming. They take it away, the currency, to make it digital. They want us enslavement, any shape, form, of fashion. So as we over here twerking and worrying about what the next pill we popping, and they're changing the way that we deal with currency, and it's going on around the world. And we must educate ourselves on those kind of platforms. But they got us shooting and dodging bullets. We can't even make it. We can't even leave that alone. I made a song 25 years ago, black on black crime. It got to stop. It's more prevalent now than then, because back then when I was growing up, it was killing you over crack, block, money. It was senseless, but it seemed like it was for something. Now, it's for nothing. They got gangs. These gangs. You got 14, 15, 16 little kids. Y'all don't even know what life is, but y'all know what a gun is. Y'all ready to take a life from drill music and from the drugs. These kids is on drugs. Yeah, kids is listening to drill kill music. I'm gonna circle the block. I'm gonna hit you with the AR-15. I'm gonna hit you with the what? And on top of that, they playing Call of Duty all day.
Yeah.
So it's not only what they're putting in their bodies physically, it's also what they're consuming
mentally, subconsciously, every day.
Every day.
Picking up, you playing all these games. Every game has a gun. Every goddamn game has a gun. Every TV show, has, I can't be gay, whatever they want to. Every TV show has that. So we're gonna flood you with the guns. If you're not gonna be a gangster, then you're gonna be gay. You know what I mean? We don't want you a masculine. We don't want you to be a productive masculine male and take care of your family and stand on your two. We want to disrupt y'all as much as possible. And like I said, the Asian communities aren't like that. The Jewish communities aren't like that. Our communities are like that because we entertain everything thrown at us. Everything. Every time there's a new challenge, who's on TikTok? That's us. Every challenge that come out, whatever it is,
we right on top of it.
I don't see no Jews. The Asians is that they have privacy, secrecy about themselves. We like an open book, baby.
And it's like you nailed it when you talked about how you can be in one community and then as soon as you switch over to another community, you can tell the difference. Lisa, if you think about Ricestown Road,
I know.
going
I
up
was about to think about
Road,
that. Yeah.
And as soon as you hit Northern Parkway and you cross over to the Jewish community, it's like you just went into a totally different city. And you didn't do anything but go through the light, bro. Literally.
Exactly. You can literally just be right here, but if you go to that gas station or the 7-Eleven right there, it's totally different than if you had made a left instead of making a right.
Yeah.
We are broken people. They didn't teach us finances. They didn't teach us how, generational wealth. All these things were kept from us. You know what I mean? On top of them stepping on our necks and keeping their knee on our neck constantly. You know what I mean? So it's no surprise on why our neighborhoods are the way they are. We can sit up here and we could talk forever and a day, but until we stop the drugs from coming in our community, until we take the guns from out of our community, we fighting an uphill battle. And trust me, that other man, he's going to make sure in his power that he's going to keep the drugs in our community. He's going to keep the guns in our community. You know what I mean? Like Tupac said, they got a war on drugs instead of war on poverty. You know what I mean? Right. So once Nixon said we got a war on drugs, it was about the government throwing the drugs out there and then making a task force to go out there and arrest people for the drugs that they know is out there because we put it out there.
Right.
Oh, man. And where they putting them drugs? They're not putting it in the Jewish community. You know why? Because they're not dancing with you. They're not putting it in the Asian community. You know why? Because they're not dancing with you. Who's dancing with the devil? Us. Our music, toxic. I don't care what nobody say. Drill music is toxic. Eliminate it. Period. How many of these young boys got to die? Drill means I'm coming around the block and I'm going to come shoot you. Don't try to dress it up and make something that is not. That's what it is. Oh, but the beat's nice. Well, what's the message? So the beat's nice for her to twerk, but the message is telling this boy to go kill. And they're lining up 13, 14, 15. We're losing them. Are we going to continue down this road and act like we don't know what's going on? But there's a DJ right now, can't wait to play the rhetoric. They need to be like Chuck D said, shut them down. Life is a garden. Life is a garden. So once you see a fungus grow, if you're not going to cut the fungus, what's going to happen? It's going to
take over.
Garden.
Yeah, it is.
We watching the fungus grow.
Yeah.
But are we deciding to cut it out? We watching it though. Oh shit! In Chicago, it's about to trickle over to Detroit, and we'll watch it. But we won't try to muffle it until. Cause why? Oh, it ain't me. Until it's at your front door.
Yeah.
Until you losing someone, your loved one, you're not affected by it. We should be in outrage and uproar every second. Every holiday that comes by, 4th of July, you know how many people's going to die in Chicago in these next 2 days? How many people's going to die? It's ridiculous. Every time it comes around, you see 50 people getting shot here, 100 people getting shot here. The Jewish communities, I don't see none of that. These Asian communities, not to say it's not going on, but they not doing this. And when they are, they rolling out and they shooting up black community. They shoot up a black mall. They'll shoot up some kids. You know what I mean? These dudes, us, we shooting each other. They got us so tricked with technology. They got us hating each other so bad that pulling out a gun and shooting one of it is like brownie points. It's like we're numb as a people. And like I said, a lot of us, you know, a lot of the streets or whatever, it's all kinds of drugs. I walk by these kids or whatever the case may be. I know they're high. And you can't say nothing. It's like, if you do, I gotta choke you out because I know you're gonna come try to kill me because I know you're impaired. It's like, so like you said, you know, my mother always, you know, you go outside, stay out of harm's way. That means you want to know what? You can make a left or a right. You can make a left or a right. You choose. But stay out of harm's way means that when you hear them gunshots over there, you should be bringing your ass over there. You shouldn't
you shouldn't go towards it.
Towards the gunshots.
Right.
You know what I mean? When they say that, there's a party going over there, it's gonna be, you know what? I could chill over here and just relax.
Right.
Staying out of harm's way, unfortunately, because too many people together, it's too many attitudes, too many. When you bump somebody the wrong way, and this, that, and the third, and before you know it, something that could have been handled, because the same thing at a white party, sorry, step on my shoe, pardon me. In a black party, might get you killed. The white people go drink with some white boys, they get white boy wasted, you get drunk, boom, boom. They might have a fisticuff, you go about your way. In the black party, they're going to get that, they're going to run to their trunk. They're going to shoot up the whole party. The technology and the mentality, we need I wish I could be like your PlayStation. You hit that button, that reset button, boom. That's exactly what we need as a people. A
reset button.
What we are good people. We are the natural kings and queens of this planet. We the teacher. We civilized the uncivilized.
Yeah.
You feel me? So we got it twisted here in America with our mind state. They got us twisted. So it's time to hit the reset button. The schools done lied to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Big time. You know, that's a bunch of hogwash and garbage. We need to be re-educated on finances, re-educated on where we come from. We indigenous people. Everybody didn't come on slave ships. We've been here. So we went from indigenous to Indian to black. You know what I mean? They changed our name, but we've always remained the same person in this. We occupied this land first. They didn't have to ship us from Africa. You know what I mean? Africa the Moors already knew how to get here.
Yeah.
So we are lost people, broken people on our own land. Got robbed for everything. Robbed for our land, culture, religion, and everything. We are lost people afloat, living in the matrix. We don't hit the reset button. That's why when I make my music, it's not about catering to the streets. It's not about that. There's enough of that. Y'all have enough artists doing that. I'm here to avoid. I'm not here to fit in. I'm here to stand out. That's what Bomber Fire is about. So you're not going to hear me talking about shoot 'em up, bang, bang, unless I'm telling you the repercussions behind it. Yeah. I'm not going to glorify killing the brother man come on, man. We're not past that. But
I was going to ask you if, you know, the stuff that we're talking about now, if that made you be more conscious in the content that you were putting out in your music, and you basically just kind of,
like I said, one of my big songs that I'm known for is Black on Black Crime. I dropped that song in 1996. When everybody else in the 90s, they sold out, right? Hip hop had sold out. Prison reform and all of that. All these artists was coming out with crack rap and gangster rap in order to fill those jails up. Remember the big labels got with the execs got with these rappers, and they was telling them, yo, rhyme this, rhyme that way, boom, boom, boom. That's when Biden had signed the 3 strikes rule. You know what I mean? The Rockefeller law, 3 strikes and you out. That's Biden. That's our president that's now. He was telling you if you got caught with ounces of cocaine or 3 ounces of crack, 3 ounces of cocaine to get you a slap on the wrist, because that's the white. 3 ounces of crack to get your ass locked up for 5 years. That was the hood. This is Biden. You know what I mean? So the entrapment of rap music in the 90s, it was always talking about, shoot 'em up, bang, bang, I'm slinging. You got Jay-Z, he throws up the rock. He tell you, I pitched rock. I was doing this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
These are individuals who said that to masses of people that know damn well they can't follow in your shoes. You the chosen one. You know what I mean? So they have these artists spitting that out to you. Cash rules everything around me. You know what I mean? Cream. So if cash rules everything around you, then everything else means nothing to you. You'll kill somebody over cash. That's the mentality that was plugged in our heads in the 90s. I came out with black on black crime. It got to stop. It's time that our people start reaching for the top. The only way we're going to get there is together. Let's start the revolution. I'm for whatever. And I made that in 96. So you know why you didn't hear from me for 25 years, because they had to pull me off the shelf. Ho, ho, ho. We ain't on that timing.
How dare you?
You talking righteousness.
Yeah.
You talking about upliftment. Now we talking about 100 guns, 100 clips, and I'm from New York. We want to come around. That's what we want to do.
Yeah.
That's the reality of it. And look where we at now. They took away the poor righteous teachers, the ex-clans, the KRSs, the public enemies, you know what I mean? The native tongues, the Moni Loves, the Queen Latifahs. They took away all of that. And what did they give us? Little Wayne and Little Uzi and Little I'll Shoot You and Little Twerk Your Ass and Little this and Little that one and Little Pop a Pill. Come on, man.
So that's great. That's
So when they took you off the shelf, taking you off the shelf, that means that you were standing for something that wasn't the norm. So what did you do? Wow. In that moment, took you off the shelf. What was your next steps? What did you do?
I mean, once I wasn't making music and stuff like that, and once I didn't make it, I was signed to MCA and things didn't go the way it was supposed to. I'm in New York, so I was in a lawyer. Before I wasn't doing music, I was doing construction. I was Local 51. So I got into Local 731, the laborers union. So shout out to all y'all laborers out there, electricians, plumbers, all your carpentry, all my laborers. I was in 731. So I did that since the towers fell. So 01, I've been all the way up to now. I've been 731. So I got over 20 years in the union working in New York. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I was making good money. I was chilling, relaxing.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
No.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with it, but there's something wrong with it because they give you your salary is to stop you from your dreams.
Right.
Your salary is to stop you from your dreams.
And I believe that.
There's nothing wrong with going out there working. That was just to make sure I ain't had to hit nobody upside the head.
Sure.
You know what I mean? 731, I'm 20 years in. I'm vested. I got a pension, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? I'm currently on workers' comp, so I'm trying to do the moonwalk up out of that joint. Got hurt on the job.
Not the moonwalk.
Let's see how the higher power works on that. But it just gives me more time to do the music.
Yeah.
More time to get, artistic.
Okay. Well, did you think, so while you were working, I understand what you mean by they working, so you got to work to forget about your dreams, because I'm saying you get paycheck to paycheck. And I was telling somebody, you can open your own business without a degree, but to work for someone else, you have to have a degree. Like, it's just crazy on that tip. But did you ever go underground and maybe do post it on maybe YouTube, post your music on YouTube, or maybe what's going on now, those kind of streams?
Yeah. Well, like I said, during the 2000s and things of that nature, I was just writing rhymes and I was going to work. I seen the music industry was going. After I dropped off MCA, it was just like a bitter taste. So I fell back. Okay. You know what I mean? So the MySpace era came and all of those, the YouTubes, I wasn't really paying attention. I wasn't really paying attention to, to the current until I started making music currently.
Okay.
When I got with King Just, and me and him got together in 2018, and we made the best of both hoods, the Emperor and the King.
Okay.
We made a mixtape together, and that's when I jumped on social media in 2018. Gotcha. I made a Facebook. I was getting a YouTube. I started doing videos and Twitter and all, but I was oblivious. Everybody was going on. I wasn't doing music, so I'm more of a private person. I figured I don't care about none of that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But then once we put out the music and we put it out there, social media is connecting you with the world. You know, we dropped the music, and I got people from France, Brazil, you know, Switzerland, all kind, Africa, everywhere, Canada. Yo, Pop the Brown Hornet, what's up? Yo, we missed you. Yo, you don't get that when you sign to a major label. So the way that it's operating now, just be able to have conversations with you guys and things of that nature. There's shows all across the world now. So now it's a different way for your music to get out there. You can make good music. I don't need an A&R over my music, critiquing my every sound. Change this, change that. Or make a song like so and so. No, I make songs and I spit it out there. And the world gravitates towards it. Also, I don't need anybody that doesn't know anything about hip hop to tell me how to make a hip hop song. So I do like this era of music more. Is it a struggle? I've always been underground, so it doesn't really make a difference to me when I make my music. I haven't made a lot of music or hip hop music. I've just made a lot of good hip hop songs. So if it ever connects with each other, you know, and that's why I'm here now with the resurgence, my comeback. You know, Foreman Mandela was like my latest album streaming everywhere, but I've dropped numerous singles because on this way back, you know, not everybody's going to hear your music when you're you know, independent and you're you know, striving to be heard. So you got to drop single after single after single. I get a new fan every day. You know what I mean? So eventually, and even if it's across seas where they love hip hop, I'll be on the road somewhere where they appreciate hip hop. Because what's the saying? Go where you're loved, not where you're accepted or where you're
like tolerated. I think.
I'm gonna go where I'm loved, right? And there's hip hop people, you know, that want to hear good hip hop songs. There's hip hop venues out there that don't worry about getting killed just to go see some performance. So America is like the only place where they have the right to bear arms, right? You know, every place else you can go right to Canada, they don't have the right to bear arms. You know, so you can go to a lot of these functions and have a great time. Only in America, you have to watch over your back because this is the place where you have the right to bear arms. Too much blood on America's hands.
And shout out to King Just, man. I remember some years ago when you put out a documentary, and I remember they were standing on the street up in Staten Island, and you was getting on him, telling him he had to get in the studio, man. He had a deadline. And Just was beefing like, nah, I got this, bro. I'm telling you, I got this. I'm good. And that made me start go and, you know, listen to his music. And it's been a while since I've heard anything, but I do remember a couple of joints that he was on. And I just Googled him when you mentioned his name because I knew that name sounded familiar, but I definitely remember him from the You God documentary. So shout out to Just, man.
Yeah, definitely shout out to King Just. One of my favorite people to work with, especially Staten Island. I mean, when it comes to music, besides my GP family, Shaheem down low, Rubber Bands, and June Lover. Shout out to R&S. But yeah, when it comes to Paul Kill, see, I'm from Stapleton, so a lot of them from Paul Kill. King Justice from Paul Kill. That's why we made the album together. The Emperor and the King, the best of both hoods. We just wanted the world to know that the 10304. That we can, you know, we still peace with each other, even though there's two different projects and we're a rival and we fight amongst each other. You know, we made an album together just to let you know that there's still brotherhood out here.
I don't think Staten Island gets enough credit for the talent that comes out. Tristan Wiles, man, is one of my favorite dudes. He does music, and you know he was here in Baltimore for a minute because he was on the Wire for a couple of seasons, man, under the name Mac Wiles. But like you guys, man, have so many, you know, like even going back to like the days of the Force MDs, man. And I always remember Staten Island not being one of the five boroughs. You know what I mean? It's like it's almost like it was the forgotten part and not getting enough credit. You know, if they were from Brooklyn, if they was from the Bronx, if they was from Queens, it was yeah. And then it was Staten Island, and it was like, but you gotta give credit where credit is due. You know what I mean? Y'all have
sometimes you don't.
And this was way before.
Sometimes you don't even have to give it.
Okay.
Hypothetically, if you got 5 siblings, right? There's that little one. Ain't nobody giving them no credit. Ain't nobody giving them nothing. What do you got to do? You got to take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The little sibling got to take it. And sometimes the little sibling, he'll be more dangerous than all the rest of them. Why? Because he watched everybody. He watched their wrongs. He watched their rights. So that's what Staten Island is. Yeah. We watch the toughness of the Bronx, toughness of Brooklyn, Queens, money making, you know, Manhattan money making, all of that. So Staten Island as being the little brother, the fifth borough, we've embodied a lot, especially by being ignored. So, like you said, from the Force MDs to the UMCs to Shaheem, then came the Wu, then came King Just, myself. As far as making music on wax, we was already doing it before. We was all in a race to see who would get there first. So the UMCs really got there as far as, you know, rappers were concerned, because the Force MCs turned into turned to Force MDs. They was rapping and singing, but the UMCs came out first as far as the next generation that was coming. So the UMCs came out, then Shaheem, you know what I mean? Then the Wu came out as a group. You know what I mean? I was like, you know, there was always individuals. Before the group came out, I used to be on Staten Island. I was a soloist, Pop the Brown Hornet. I'm 4-track, 8-track, put my stuff on the Maxell cassette, hit the Cunyon, and and that was a project hit. You know what I mean? And my songs used to ride across Staten Island in the late mid-'80s to the late 80s. So this is before people got on wax. So people knew about the Brown Hornet before the UMCs got on wax, before, you know, Shaheem came and Wu-Tang as a clan came back on the streets of Staten Island. They knew Pop the Brown Hornet from his mixtapes.
And shout out to Shaheem, man. It's good to see him home and doing his thing. He's always going to be the little kid from the Waterfalls video to me, though, man. as the guy.
That's not him no more. That's not him no more. I knew Shaheem when he was that little guy, and I know him now. Yeah. Came a long way. Trials and tribulations. It's always tough for the kid. It's always tough for when you were successful as a kid. It's hard to transcend to adulthood stardom. Yeah. You know. Yeah. The difference between that is that he got a lot of his comrades with him. You know, like the Wu-Tang Clan was with him, and you know, myself and things of that nature. A lot of other brothers is behind him, and so a lot of times you'll see, you know, a kid talent, he doesn't make it as a grown-up because a lot of those people aren't support of him anymore. He doesn't have a backbone. So you take a young and then you put him in, you know, but when you have a backbone, when you have people to talk to, reasonable people to talk to, he branched off, you know, Rugged Road to Recovery. There's more to it than just rapping. And I think he's discovered that, you know.
There's another person from Staten Island who I wanted to say, and I can't.
And I know Mac. I know you said Mac Wiles. I'm from Stapleton, so I'm from where Mac Wiles is from as well.
Okay.
I watched Mac Wiles grow up. I watched Mac Wiles before he went to Baltimore and he caught. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then when he came back, I was like, yo, I ain't never heard you curse until I seen you on the wire. It was a very good tryst. Yeah. Very good. You good background, good mother, good father. His mom's Miss Robinson, we call her Miss Kwanzaa. You know what I mean? So she was a staple in the community, as well as his father, Paul. His father's a barber, barber cut hair in the community. You know, so there's staples in Stapleton. So when he grew up and he became successful, yes, the whole community was happy because he was one of the good ones.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So let's talk about some of this new stuff that you're doing, man.
Mm-hmm.
You trying to get women and all of this stuff now, man.
Well, Shootin My Shot, yeah. Shootin My Shot was like, like I said, we look at the temperament of hip hop right now. They got Little Nas X having babies. He's pregnated. You got this one over here.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
What do you mean pregnant? What?
Oh no, there was a picture of him with the belly. You remember?
Oh, I did not see that.
You never seen that?
No.
Hey, Antoine, you never seen that picture?
I've seen the picture.
Okay. So yeah, you never seen it, but that's what I'm trying to say. It's like with our hip hop, these people got our young Nubian brothers acting like they pregnant. They got them in tutus, handbags. They got them wearing lipstick. You know what I mean? I seen what's the guy, Kid Cudi. He was from Chicago. He was on. They got him wearing dresses and stuff like that. So that's like they're trying to promote this new norm, and they're making it all right to say, if you're this way or you're that way, or yeah. So so that's they're creating a new norm for us. So with me with Shootin My Shot is this, they call us toxic males, but we're masculine, and any real woman, the queen right there, Lisa Monet, I'm sure she wants to be approached by a masculine male. I mean,
of course.
If you coming through flying looking like Tinkerbell, talking about, hey Lisa, you might be my best friend, but because the girls, they love the little sweet, they love sweet boys. Hey, hi, you don't mean no harm. Boom, boom, yeah. But as soon as you pose a threat, they want, when you get hugged or sweet nothings or roses or your rub back or massage and all that, you want that from a masculine male. And I think that was missing in hip hop. So much degrading music, and it's cool, Everybody wants to go to Pound Town every once in a while. You know what I mean? I ain't mad at you. But when that's the #1 song and, they need to shoot my shots, they need to know that a man has to approach a woman. And even if she shoots you down, man, go somewhere else with it.
Right.
I mean, I done shot the same shot probably at 10 females. It's going to work on 3 or 4. Be happy with the ratio. Be happy with that. You know what I mean? I'm going to shoot my shot. You know what I mean? Like, Jordan took 7 years. You know what I mean? He had to take a lot of shots in order to be considered a champion. Took 7 years of losing. You know what I mean? So us guys, we got to get back in the fact of getting rejected. People don't like rejection. People don't like shooting their shots. So these girls is different. You got the Me Too movement. So guys, they don't know whether they should talk or say something or not. You know what I mean? But so is the approach. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And if if the female gives you that I'm taking or cool or whatever, know when to spin away.
Yeah.
Some people want to talk too much. Some people want to push the envelope. You got to know how to respect because you might spin around next week and she might be in a better, mood, might be a better temperament. You might come with a rose. Your approach might be different. So that's what Shootin My Shot is about. It's just about keeping it masculine male, telling female that we still love you, we still look at y'all, we still appreciate y'all, admire y'all. There's still men that are willing, to cater to y'all. Well, we want it in return, but there's still men that could express their feelings without having it to be raunchy or disrespectful or degrading.
Okay, that's what's up.
Not to shy away from that, but we have a question that I wanted to ask you. Shout out to my uncle Pastor, my man Phil. Welcome back home, Pastor. He wants to know: do you think that there's really an agenda being pushed?
Yeah, of course. At the end of the day, like, you gotta look. I'm gonna take hip hop for example, and we're gonna see when they watered it down. So after we had DMX, y'all niggas want to be killers, get at me, dog. Right?
Okay.
Soon thereafter, we came with the Eminem. You feel me? So we kind of changed the temperament a little bit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then in 2010, they came with the Drake. So from when you grab DMX from the 2000s, then you grab Eminem, softened it up a little bit. Eminem makes good music, but he's not coming with that hood. Right. That niggas want to, he ain't doing none of that. He's making different music. By the time Drake came in, they had meshed R&B and hip hop together. You really seldomly hear a strong, raw hip hop artist come out in today's day. You know what I mean? They got to mix a little bit of the R&B and the singing in there with it. It's not just full blast. You know what I mean? So they started changing the agenda from there. They started watering it down because a lot of these rich white people, their kids was going to colleges and their kids was going to these hip hop events. So they didn't want the rugged, thuggish DMX, Onyx type hardcore hip hop. They wanted it to be softened up. So when you look at the Drakes and the music that these kids are making now, it's R&B. It's just R&B and hip hop. R&B is dead. What now? Why? Why is R&B dead now? Because all these goddamn so-called rap artists are singing. I don't consider them rappers because they're singing and rapping. You know what I mean? But the R&B has died out because of that. So it has changed the agenda of the rough hip hop. Remember when Public Enemy was boom and pound when I shut them down? I shut them down, shut them down, shut them down. I shut them. When's the last time you heard a hip hop song like that, sis?
I can't tell you. I can't tell you the last time.
Don't believe the hype. Yeah, don't. You don't hear those.
No, not in mainstream. You're not going to hear that.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When I'm talking about the mainstream, I'm talking about these young up and coming artists and what's being played on the radio. We'll get a little J. Cole. We'll get a little, my other man from the West Coast. That's the most conscious.
Oh yeah, Kendrick. Yeah.
We'll get the Kendrick, the Coles. That's it. You know what I mean? Everything else is edgy. You know what I mean? Not to say that everybody else isn't trying to be or trying to put out, or you got to look deep underground for it. But as far as the mainstream and what's promoted on the radio and what's being pushed as an agenda, like he asked, yes, the agenda is to eliminate us, genocide, and to soften us up. You know what I mean? Like I said, how many people singing Western music, country music? How many people singing gospel music, males that you see in a tutu, wearing lipstick, wearing handbags? Well, how come they get to leave those dudes alone, but hip hop they're experimenting with it? Why is that? You're not going to tell me you're not pushing an agenda through a certain genre of music? I ain't seen no cowboy yet. They keep the cowboy boots on and they hat. I ain't seen the Pink Panther jump out, no cowboy wearing the tutu, and I ain't seen that.
Well, I'm gonna stop you because Lil Nas X came out with the Old Town Road. That's when it came out.
Lil Nas X was planted there. He's an artist that was handpicked and chosen to play that. That's an agenda role. He's playing. Okay. He was handpicked to play that agenda.
Okay.
He was handpicked. You know that, sis. And he was thrown in there with the Western song, just for the money aspect. Whoever connected him, you know what I mean, and they put him in there, or whatever the case may be. And even when you listen to that song wasn't meant for kids. You know, song wasn't meant for kids. It was when you dissect the lyrics and things of that nature. So it caters to and why did it have to be a colored brother representing hip hop? Since when did that? Nah, they just automatically made him a hip hopper. Nobody even heard of that boy before. He came in with Old Country Road. That wasn't a hip hop song. So why is he in the hip hop genre?
That's true.
That's true.
He did literally come out of nowhere. He
came out of nowhere. That's why I didn't believe at first. I thought it was a stunt. I was like, what's going on here? But
why the Brown Hornet can't come out of nowhere? Because I'm here to straighten it out. They don't want that. They don't want. I see what's going on. You still
trying to burn Hollywood?
There's a thin line. Little shorty, you know what I mean? With the nickel plated down, he said, "Sorry, OG, I gotta get mine. The world's going crazy. They done poison our babies. There's no more unity in the black community. No one's sober. The drugs done took over. You got addicts snatching purses over old ladies' shoulders. The little kids scared to come outside, bullets flying everywhere, no place to run and hide. If it's not a homicide, it's a suicide. In the concrete jungle, you're blessed to make it out alive." They don't want to hear these kind of lyrics that's consciousness that's going to wake us up. They want to keep us dumbed down, drugged up. They want to keep Baltimore in the same state it been for the last 20 years. Chicago, same way. How can we turn the rest of these black neighborhoods out like Chicago and Baltimore? That's their game plan.
And that's why I always tell people we got to stop acting like this stuff just started happening like 2 or 3 years ago. Like Baltimore has been off the chain. It's just that now, because of social media and stuff like that, it hits you in the face a little faster. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like you can, like it can be a shooting right now, and 20 minutes from now it'll be all over social media, all over Murder Inc. So on and so forth. So, the news has been there. We just have access to it a lot faster now.
That's true.
Baltimore, I mean, we've been averaging 300 plus murders a year, like
every year. Yeah.
And this is why I keep saying, like, y'all can keep blaming, the mayor and the police chief. We gotta get a new police chief in here now because Harrison done sat down, but like it's far beyond that, man. It's so much more to our issues than what they want to keep blaming it on.
Yeah.
And
especially when they make it easy when you go down south, all you got to do is walk in there and ask for a gun. They're giving it to you now. Now you don't need they don't do no background checks in Florida and several other states. I mean, they giving you could buy a gun faster than you could buy a car. So why wouldn't you think there was going to be chaos in the streets? There's no other place on the planet that's like that. In America, you could these little 18 years old, you could walk in there with your ID, and in North Carolina, South Carolina, go in there and buy a gun at a candy shop, basically. At a soda, you could come out with a gun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
legally
better. How do you expect it to get better? Yeah. They flood the street with drugs and guns, and do we really think it's going to get better? Honestly. Honestly.
No.
And
no credit, credit check.
We're the participants in it. Because I could go, like I said, I don't know if the Jews and the Asians that they not. I don't see them on the corners on K2. I don't see them on the corners nodding, and I don't see that. They respect their elders. They cherish their elders. You know what I mean? We don't even respect our elders. We trying to get over on our elders. We cursing our elders out, robbing them, and all kinds of stuff. Can't even hold the door for them no more. We looking, you know what I mean? That's absurd in there, kid. That's absurd in there. They take it, the Asians, they're 80, 90 years old collecting bottles out here. Why? Because they got a home to live to. They got a home. They're 80, 90 years old. Their kids take care of them. They're living rent-free. You know what I mean? They're living rent-free. Us, we're not like that. Your problem is your problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We got brothers and sisters and all of that. I know siblings that don't even talk to each other. I'm mad at this. I'm mad at that. You feel me? Let the Asians stick together. They'll come at their Asians. There'll be 20 in the house. To the next one buy it. They'll buy a company. They'll all patronize that company. To the next one gets a house. They'll all patronize his company until the next one gets the house.
Right.
Not us.
Right.
Not us. We ain't doing that.
Is it a gun problem or a people problem?
Listen, there's people all over across the globe. I just tell you, we could go up to Canada and we could go to America. Now I could go to Canada and have an argument. There's no guns on the street. We can go out here. I know it takes a person to pull the trigger, but if that trigger wasn't there for that person to pull, then what? He might have to use his brain a little bit differently. If you don't got a gun to go run to. What's the most powerfulest weapon we have? Is the mind.
Yeah.
So do you control your mind, or does your mind control you?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, once the drugs and all these other things are thrown into the equation, then you don't even control your mind. Your mind is being controlled by a substance, which will cause you to act irrational and do some things that you wouldn't have normally did on a sober mind.
Right.
You would have never done that. And you know that. There's people that we know that be like, damn, I know that person my whole, oh my God. You see them now, oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Or we got an uncle, your aunt, you see it when they sober, boom, boom. As soon as they had a couple of drinks in them, they're a whole different person. So that's why you know it's true. Yeah. And that's why you know drugs are serious. Because alcohol's a drug too. You give somebody 3 cores. I know a person, you give him 3 cores, and he's belligerent, crazy, and he thinks he's the Hulk. He thinks he can beat everybody in a room. And he's 5'7", about $164 with rocks in his pocket. But you give him 3 cores, and he can go to war with Rambo.
Not Rambo.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So imagine you take a million of those people.
Mm-hmm.
You put them on pills, and you put them on Hennessy, and you put them on all of these, and they running around here living the street life without a care in the world. They don't care about their life. What the hell do they care about yours? And this is who I'm going to go party with. Who I'm going to go socialize with. Or who's coming to the party? They like, who going to be there? Ray and all. Oh, I ain't coming. Because you know once he get drunk with his crew, they out of control.
So I want to say that I feel like I'm not against people protecting themselves with the guns, but then I feel like maybe there should be, if you put harsher or make it a little bit harder for them to obtain these weapons, would that be better? Because they're going to still get in, or the criminals are still going to find a way to get the weapons.
Of course there is. I mean, listen, hypothetically, Lisa Monet, say you buy guns. You know what I mean? As long as there's nothing wrong with you and your background, you could buy 1,000 guns if you want to.
Yeah.
And if you got a corrupt mind, you could jump in your car and drive up to New York with them 1,000 guns and put them in the street. Now, there might be your next door neighbor. He got mental problems. He got this, that, and the third. Say he's denied. But that's always going to be the loophole, because there's always going to be a person that you least expect that's going to be the one that's going to be trafficking these guns or buying them. So as long as they're able to be brought and put into society, it's always going to be a problem. Now, if you eliminate, like I said, you cross the border. You ever been to Canada?
I haven't. I'd like to go.
Have you, Antoine?
Never been.
There's no gun problem up there. You know why?
Because they can't carry.
Because you don't have the right to bear arms.
Yeah.
So I've been up there. It's beautiful. You go to Quebec, you go to the train system. There's not a piece of paper on the floor. You know what I mean? You can eat off the floor in their train system. You can walk the streets, the air up in Canada.
Well, if the air's like that?
The air, I mean, well, not with everything burning, you know, but if you eliminate these so-called
the forest fires,
Oh, the air is beautiful. You can see it in people's skin, like, you know, our Nubian people up there. It's just different. Their food is different. Look at the food that we eat. Our food is hit with all of these chemicals, so we naturally bloated. You go to different places, their food tastes different. You go back to home, Jamaica, and all of that, you eat that food. Even if you go down south, where so your family got a farm and they kill the cow or kill the chicken, it'll taste different. It's not hit with the steroids and this, that, and the third. We're not bloated. They kill us with the food. So when you go up to Canada, the food's different. The people bonjour, people was walking to me, bonjour, talking friendly as hell. Friendly. And I didn't even want to come back to this joint.
And Lisa, just the question that you asked about the guns.
Yes.
Would it make it easier? Think of the concept of you're supposed to be a certain age to buy alcohol, right? You're supposed to be 21.
Right.
But think about how many 14, 15, 16-year-olds drink.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be a certain age to smoke cigarettes, but think of how many young people smoke cigarettes. There's always gonna be the way to get it, to get it to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they can put all of the stipulations and regulations and everything that they want to do on guns. But like you said, then there's always that one person that can go buy 1,000 guns, and if their mind isn't right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can hit them off. So it's definitely an uphill, and I'm not gonna say impossible, but it feels like it's almost an impossible fight. You know what I mean? It's because it's just too many ways to access it.
Yeah.
And we're not the ones bringing it, and we're not the ones bringing them to the hood. So
we're not.
And God forbid if you're dealing with a corrupt system, whether these cities, LA, Chicago, New Orleans, and these police systems and these task force, Chicago has several stories where they say these, the police don't put a bag of guns in the alley for us. You know what I mean? So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, you might have the cops say, you know what, turn in your guns, everybody turn your guns in, we'll give you a reward, $100. We won't even ask you where they get it from. You got everybody turning their guns, and then, like I said, I don't know how true it is, but it's been said, that you got law enforcement, they'll come throw a bag in the alley full of guns. You know what I mean? Just to make sure that they keep this cycle going. Yeah. So when you got the mentality of, we live in America, so I always say we always going to deal with racism because it's in its DNA, it's in its design, So unfortunately, we'll always have someone who's going to be out there and be mischief or make sure that they play their role to keep us suppressed and keep us, quote unquote, animals. But we're none of these things without those things being given to us.
That's
you take
true.
The drugs away. I would like there, like I said, press reset. I would like for there to be an America to whereas this government isn't letting the drugs in and they're not selling guns. Stop selling guns for a year. You know what I mean? Make it difficult. You know what I mean? For these kids to get their hands on guns and get their hands on ammunition. Make it difficult for these kids to get their hands on drugs. Because I'll tell you one thing, them kids in China and these other places, they're not worried about that. They got to go to school every day. They got to be accounted for every day. They got to be productive every day. You know what I mean? Our kids have so much leisure time, and they don't have to be held to any kind of standard or any kind of structure. And if they come from a broken home, that kid is being raised by the streets. So these other places have structure. These other places, China, they want to take over the world. They don't have no time for their kids to be out here doing all of this stuff. They're training their kids to run the world, to be intelligent. Oh, you see they don't have no time for that. We have all the time in the world. And like I said, we need to be reset and reprogrammed because the programming that's been done for the last 30, 40 years hasn't worked. We're not too far removed from Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. They both died before I was born, but I say to have 50 or 60 years ago to see, there's people that are alive now that was alive when they were alive. And the temperament of us black people, it's a crime.
Yeah.
From being hand to hand, walking in and holding each other down to now putting a gun at each other.
Yeah.
So the agenda has been laid for us. And unfortunately, we're not breaking the chain.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's talk about Bomb Fire, man. The movement that you have going on.
Yeah, so when I came back independently, shout out to Rob Swartz, who made distribution. He understood my story, gave me digital distribution, so I named it Bomb Fire Enterprises. Bomb Fire. When I drop bombs, there ain't nothing left but fire. You know what I mean? So that's Bomb Fire. So when I spit, I drop bombs and it leaves fire. That's what Bomb Fire is about as an MC. I go by the name of Pop the Brown Hornet as well, but Bomb Fire is one of my aliases. So I like to deal with people that's dropping bombs on them. And when you drop a bomb, you know what comes after that? Bomb Fire! Watch out for them. One of them bombs drop.
Yeah. Dope. So
I just drop hits. That's what Bomb Fire is about. We dropping hits out here, and we keeping it lit. So that's what Bomb Fire is about. I want to deal with artists. I want to keep it lit. Have it got it going on. Have the energy. Have some wisdom, intelligence, and have something to bring to the game.
Yeah.
How many artists do you have on Bomb Fire?
I don't have any. We just starting out. So I deal with a lot of different artists. There's a lot of different artists that, a lot of these artists, you can do everything by yourself now. Everybody can put their own music out. So it's no reason for them to really get with Bomb Fire. Now, if Bomb Fire happens to move up in the stream and catch a deal or a distribution or whatever, then I'm sure I'll attract. But right now, I'm the main focus. I got a couple of, I have my son that's making music. I got a couple of cousins, so maybe I could put them on and expose them underneath Bummerfire as well. Keep it family and keep a tight knit unit, and hopefully it'll snowball effect and become bigger.
Okay.
And is Shootin My Shot the only new joint that you got? You got any other new music that you hitting us with?
Well, Shootin My Shot, that's just the latest single. Like I said, if you're not abreast on my latest release that I put out as far as Foreman Mandela, go check that out, Foreman Mandela. And then in between, when I dropped Foreman Mandela, I dropped a couple of singles. One was called You Don't Want No Smoke with King Justin Fest Taylor. I dropped a song called Daydreaming with the Force MDs. I dropped that. And then, like I said, my most recent single is the Shootin My Shot one. So you can definitely, Google Pop the Brown Hornet. I got a lot of up-to-date music that's streaming. So just in case if you aren't abreast of my music or you want to hear more of it, go check out Foreman Mandela. That's the latest EP. And you'll definitely, you'll hit. There's an array of different stuff. I got Straighten It Out, Zaddy Gotcha, Foreman Mandela, Mike Champ. That's a couple of songs that's on that album.
Do we have a visual for Shootin My Shot yet?
Not yet. We don't have a visual for that. We got a visual for a lot of the other stuff, Daydreaming. Gotcha. I did it kind of deliberately because I really just wanted to service the DJs and just really get a buzz like that, because a lot of times I was doing the video first and I don't think the song was getting any attention. So I said, let me just flip it. Let me just do Shootin My Shot, service it to the DJs and see if it could gain some momentum, which I see it has done. It's been, a lot of people, do you have visuals? So when you're independent, I always think from anywhere to 3 to 6 months to break a single. You know what I mean? That's really what it needs to really break it when you're independent, so you don't have that major push. So I could put it out there, have the DJs, and I think once I put the visuals out there, it'll give it a little bit more life to make it, so since the DJs will play it a little bit more, the visuals give it that extra life.
Gotcha. Smart move. I like the way that thought process. It's a little different. Everybody now just wants to hit you. I got a video out, then I got this song out on Thursday, the video coming Friday. I got a new song Sunday, the video Monday, and it's like you're not even.
I was doing that, and like I said, I've seen a couple of artists put songs out that didn't really have a video to it, but the DJs was big on it. Yep. And even I was like, oh, no video to that. Yeah. They're playing it. And so when you see the video, it'll just, a lot of people don't know what the Brown Hornet look like. When I get done up and clean up and do this, that, and the third, and throw a couple of Nubian queens in there, I don't even want to be the main focus of the video. Right. I want to be in it, but when I'm hitting that lollipop, I want you to really see, her, the physique, the smile. I really want to capture the woman's beauty, so I want it to be where she might be, the first verse, she might be off to work. So she might have to go to work gear on. The second one might be, the workout gear, or she might have the workout gear on the first verse. She's jogging in the street. The second one might be the elegant go out. That's the second verse. We out, candlelit dinner. She looking marvelous. Either the little black dress or the little red one, either one. And then the last verse, it's more, we laid back, maybe laid up on the couch. You might have lingerie on or your boy shorts on, your little crop top on, But that's the visual. I want to see a woman being who she is, and I want to highlight it. And I'm just giving the compliments. I'm just happy to be there,
Lisa Monet is available.
Antoine, you always.
Lisa Monet is available. I'm our manager.
You know what?
Man,
being on this show, I didn't have 3 opportunities to have record deals. Antoine plays entirely too much.
I try to. I'm like the head of the label that tries to push his artists to make sure that.
I guess.
I'm not mad at him. Oh wait, with a name like Lisa Monet, hey.
I'm just saying. And she got workout attire. She has
business
attire. She got whatever you need.
She got the name for it.
she is natural.
All right.
You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
You.
That would be
Thank
dope,
you.
man. But look, bro, let everybody know, man, how they can follow you. I see all of your music is pretty much available everywhere, but let everybody know how they can.
All the music is available. Like I said, Foreman Mandela, the latest one, Shootin My Shot, added to your playlist. You can catch me on Facebook, Pop the Brown Hornet. You can catch me on Instagram, Pop the Brown Hornet _10304. That's Pop the Brown Hornet _10304 on Instagram. And you can catch me on I'm on TikTok, Pop the Brown Hornet. So yeah, Shootin My Shot, latest joint, playlist, Foreman Mandela. Add me to your playlist. Nothing but hip hop, classic traditional hip hop. Bumble fire!
Hey, I appreciate you, man. And
y'all have a good one.
Yo, and I really love this conversation, man. It's good to talk about music, man. But you really touched on a lot of important life stuff, bro. And I really appreciate for some of them jewels you were dropping tonight, man. Definitely.
Hip hop is a culture.
Absolutely.
And in that culture, we embody the culture and we spit it back out there. So thanks for having me on your platform, Lisa.
Appreciate you, bro.
Mr. Antoine, y'all enjoy your 4th of July, your holidays. Stay safe out there, stay blessed.
Appreciate you, bro.
You too.
Pop the Brown Hornet, my man. A lot of jewels, man. A lot of jewels.
He did.
I love that conversation.
Yep.
So I forgot to play the commercial earlier because I had been playing it.
Yes,
we do have the access granted signature rum punch that's about to hit you in your eye real fast. So I'm gonna need everybody to get the Long Island and the rum punch. We might think of a creative way to package it and all of that kind of stuff, man. But shout out to my sister Tipsy Fiend. I'm not sure if she's still here, but she was definitely on earlier. She's the mastermind behind all of the signature drinks that Access Granted has been putting out. So I definitely appreciate her and congratulations because she does have the little man arrived, I think about a week or so ago now.
Oh, congratulations.
Shout out to her. She's, busy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I do believe he's still at the hospital in NICU. But hopefully, he'll be here soon, man. And, shout out to him. And also, man, as you see on the screen now,
this way.
This for September the 21st, man. We will be hitting you with the Hot Winds Sip and Paint experience. We got Ja Avi and my girl Star B out of Baltimore. LeVar, what's up, my brother? And from Dallas, got my man Yo Wingman, Tad Nips, and headlining the show is going to be my brother Jay Waiters, man. It's going to be a real dope night of R&B, poetry. My man D Nice Music is going to be on the ones and twos, man. He's going to be spinning the music and all of that good stuff, man. I hate saying grown and sexy, but it's definitely going to be a very grown and sexy event. We're going to come out and we're going to act like we hosted by the lovely and talented our very own Lisa Monet. So
soon to have a music video thanks to Mr. Iswan.
Yeah, man. But the prices are out, man. We have a couple of different prices depending on whether you want to come out and enjoy the paint experience, or if you just want to come out and listen to the music, come out or whatever. An amazing menu with like lamb chops and crab cakes and fried fish and all of this stuff. Supplied by Tipsy Fiend's mom, darling Dina. We will have some Long Island and rum punch in the building. And all of that kind of stuff, man. So definitely save the date, September the 22nd. It's going to be at Tambra's Restaurant.
21st.
Come on out, man. Oh, the 21st. What did I say?
Yeah.
The 22nd?
You said the 22nd. Nope, 21st.
My bad. Y'all can go to Tambra's on the 22nd too, but
sure.
Make sure y'all come on the 21st. And yeah, thank you for that. And
no problem.
We're also gonna be having like an unofficial. It's not really an after party because it's not the same night, but we will be at Safari.
Oh.
On Friday night, hanging out. So, and I think pretty much everybody, well, at least all of the people from Dallas was going to be there. So if y'all want to come out and party with us the day after the show, man. But definitely get your tickets. Get your tickets. Yes. We're only having about 60 people there because with the way that the tables and everything have to be set up for the painting part, space is kind of limited. So Got to get your tickets early, man. Got to get your tickets, man. They're available on Eventbrite. And just, go press on the link and pay for everything, man. We definitely want to see you guys in the building. I think this is going to be a real dope event. So want Baltimore to come out and represent, man, and show our Dallas folks some love. I promise you, the entertainment is going to be amazing that night, man. And yes, Dana, go to Eventbrite. I told you that already. Why you keep telling me you need one? Let's go and order the ticket. Get 5 of them.
So Antoine, can you tell the people what's the price difference between like if they want to do sip and paint or if they don't want to do sip and paint?
Yeah. Let me pull it up to make sure I give the exact information. I want to say that the entire sip and paint situation is 40. Hold on a second. Let me see. Get tickets. Come on, Eventbrite. There we go. Okay, so let's just say 1. Okay, yep. So if you're gonna do the entire sip and paint experience, which is going to include the paint portion, of course, is going to include a food voucher. It's going to include a drink voucher. The tickets are $45. If you're just coming in for general seating, it's $10.
Okay.
And that $10, you get the purchase of a ticket. You get a wine voucher, and that's it.
Okay.
For the $45, you get the entry. 2 food vouchers. I said that wrong. 2 food vouchers. 2 vouchers of your choice of wine, and the paint experience.
Okay, so that's the 45. But then
45.
General admission is $10. But do you get a food voucher? No.
Not with the nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. So
got you.
Please
understood.
Don't. Please don't, Dina. She's threatening to throw my plate away that she's supposed to be bringing me. Can't need that because that macaroni and cheese was banging yesterday. Anyway, yeah, man. But definitely need everybody, man, to come out and support this event. This is my baby. You know what I mean? Like, this is my first event that I'm putting on under this access granted thing. And I just want, come show me the love that I show y'all, Baltimore. That's all I'm asking. And I might get Lisa to sing for y'all that night.
You know what? I think hosting will be enough.
That's about as far as you're gonna go.
I don't know if I'll give a little rendition or not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
If she feels the need and the right song comes on, she might hit y'all with a couple of bars. No, but
so now I'm a rapper. I'm a rapper. Good grief.
Lauren Monet Hill. Lisa Monet Hill. Nah, man, but appreciate you though, sis, stepping up and hosting this event. I think it's definitely gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to it, man.
I think it's gonna be a lovely event. I can't wait.
Yeah. We need some good R&B stuff. And shout out to Ja Avi. She just performed. I saw her down at the Capitol Lounge. I think I mentioned this last week. I just saw her down at the Capitol Lounge. See, even Dina says that you are multi-talented. You sing, you rap, all of that. Yes, thank you. That's what I'm talking about, Dina. But I just saw Ja Avi like 2 weeks ago down at the Capitol Lounge, man, and she killed. She has new music coming out, like. And she's gonna be on the show sometime in September, probably right around the time of this show. So shout out to her. Star B, amazing voice. She did one of my acapella and acoustic segments and killed it. She has new music that she's working on. She told me she's gonna be having some new music on her set. Salute to her. She had one of her songs placed on what's the BET show? Sisters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she had songs placed on that and all of that stuff, man. So you have some real dope talent in the building that night.
I know
so
that's right.
I'll make sure y'all come out. So,
okay.
Absolutely. Happy 4th of July to
those
of you that celebrate my last day off. I gotta go back to work on Wednesday.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, I'm working from home, so
yeah. Y'all be careful. Don't be.
Yes, man.
Make sure if you know how to do a firework, do it. Don't take no chances because y'all be fireworking and set your fingers on fire and all that stuff. Be careful.
It happens at least once every year. You hear a story about somebody and with a firework accident, man.
Yeah.
And most importantly, man, just try to be safe, bro.
Be safe.
30 people, man. 30 people. Like, come on. Like, gosh, man.
So
and again, prayers out to those families, man.
Yes, definitely.
Those family.
Prayers.
18 years old, man.
Yeah,
it's a very sad situation. Come on, Baltimore. We can do better, man. We have to do better.
We have to.
We have to do better.
Yeah.
Like we can't depend on the police. We can't depend on the mayor. We can't depend on nothing, man. Just it's got to be something that as a people that we want to do.
Right.
And shout out to my girl Val Jenkins. She was out there earlier today with the Hug Don't Shoot people. They just went to the neighborhood, man, and just talked and gave hugs and all of that kind of stuff. Yo, shout out to my man Shaka Pitts too, bro. We went to the Towson Wine and Liquors, whatever it's called, and we shut him down the other day because that's the white guy that called him the N-word.
Yeah,
we protested up there today. We turned that into a party and we shut him down. They didn't make no money that day. No money.
Got you.
No money. They were like, oh, we might as well go ahead home, man. But still unfortunately one of those situations. Shout out my man Rodney Mosley. Appreciate you, bro. One of those situations in 2023, man, where we still, still dealing with, and I keep telling people, man, even when it's not blatantly and directly in your face, it's still there.
Right.
And it's just one of those people that, did it blatantly and directly, in front of his face, man. And, just salute to everybody that came out, man.
Wow.
We shut it down, man. And we're going back, I believe. We have to. Because it's not going to stop, but we just have to let them know that we're not standing for it. And it's crazy, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to get off. It's crazy that we unfortunately have these situations like the mass shooting that we had the other day. We're doing it to each other.
Exactly.
When we still got people like that, what I'm saying?
Right.
We're making it easy for people like that, yo.
And we're making it so easy.
We're really making it people. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Rodney said they don't care because we don't care. We got to start caring a lot more. We really have to start caring a lot more.
We have to start caring.
We're not our own enemies. We're not our own enemies, man. And that's what we just not getting and understanding, man. But I could talk about this for another hour. So, to not keep y'all here and, allow y'all to enjoy some more of this, I guess it's close to nightlight now. We appreciate you guys. Y'all want to see who we got next week, Lisa?
I'm not sure.
I think we might let Lisa sing a couple of songs next week. My man DJ King Ray. Okay, yep.
Okay, DJ King Ray. And you guys can follow me on my IG page, Lisa Monet The Movement, and also my Facebook page. I think I might make another page just for this. I'm not sure yet, but for now, just Lisa Monet The Movement on IG and
what do
Lisa.
You mean like an access granted IG?
Yeah, well, or just something like that, or related to my platform.
I'll give you the username and password for the one that's already there. I asked you about that earlier today.
I didn't know that's okay. Never mind.
Yeah, you can have that. I mean, if you want to start a Lisa Monet access granted, whatever. But I'm looking for. I need somebody that's gonna be consistent with the posting on our Instagram page for the show because I don't. Yeah. And the person that was doing it for me, she doesn't have time for me anymore. So.
Oh, sad face. I'm so sorry.
All right, man. We are you silly. I appreciate you, sis.
You're quite welcome.
And your auntie is going to be taken care of that night. So stay on that to make sure,
All right.
If she's up to it,
I understand.
That she can come out because we're gonna make sure we show auntie some love in the building that night.
Gotcha.
All right, man. We are out of here. Everybody enjoy your 4th.
Y'all be safe.
Back next week. Y'all be safe. I want to keep saying Baltimore put the guns down. Y'all already know. We out here, man. We'll see you next week. Dina, I love you. Hurry up with my food. Appreciate it.